Hello, welcome back to Formula 1 20, my team, the episode 28. And it's time to go to Monaco Grand Prix. It's going to be a much more competitive for me in Monaco because we know last year I retired early in Monaco due to my car with too severe damage with no point to continue. So today I'm going to see if I can do better. A little thing we know from the last day, if not seen last episode in Monaco Grand Prix. Go back and watch that one before we watched it. But for those that you have watched it, I've of course did have them. I would say an unfortunate glitch I've been having, which is two or three glitches so far in one race in the Mola, and it's really bloody annoying. But I've been looking through, even when I do start what I'm gonna try and do long playing like TikTok for FIFA, try that, and then the DJ still connected to that, and it's still connected to that. I've been looking on feedback and everything, and I can't figure out what exactly the cause of the glitch. I'm assuming it's just a bug that's going around for me, and I don't we still wait to see if the EA will figure out and pick it up and patch it for everyone who got the problem. But never mind about that. Just drove it Molotov for hope they know today. So I'm just gonna knock on the table for that one. But I'm gonna show you the standing so far this season. So far, Matt now leading in the Red Bull, but they've Louis was stubborn, and Matt was fifth, and Leclerc was third. So that's why now basically is parallel at 1 point back. No, so 4-3-2 or 1 point, and then Matt is 2 point in leading. And I do believe that I think they're going to be top four competition, and I still think there will be a massive turnout with Leclerc. I think Leclerc is going to bout in and try to hold Aston Martin, and I think Scotland standing. The Red Bull with 126 points, so looking about 20 points ahead of Mercedes. Mercedes didn't have a good race in the Mola. They was stubborn and instead to stick stubborn was it not where Mercedes would last to finish. Right now there's 4 teams with 0 points, which is William, me, Alpha Tauri and Alpha Romeo, which is unfortunate, but that's what it is going to be like in real life. In real life it happened, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get lucky in Monaco and see if I can get back up there and try the point, even if it's just 1 point, I'm all for it. But I want to show, I want them to do, I want to move on from who. I'll be talking about it later in this episode as this one to talk about Lance Roll, but it's 380. I had to take the opportunity. It's 84 later compared to who did the father $3 million. But if I fail that small, I will be missing in time for Theo and Jack. So they are really good rather than two, and they're really stupid. Well, there's stuff actually later, which is about stuff and rated higher, and that's still good. And I think if I not got any, still chatty that I'm coming in third of two, which is to be at from Monaco. And I need to check if I got any to not be chatting that to come in at from Monaco till I get any more with the detail. Not enough. Not enough. I think if I do the practice, we can actually get it. So I'm going to head over to practice, and I was seeing you when you get into qualifying. So far the practice has been, I think it's going quite well. It went better than I would anticipated. So obviously I'm still studying along Monaco still. Never gonna say I'm always going to be studying along Monaco, which is half annoying and it's in my mind. So obviously the expectation is obviously try to finish ahead of my teammate, and hopefully I can reach a 2-2 for the first time in a long time. Come about when the last time I made a 2-2, but I got quite a lot of distorted point. So wanted the team to buy some more. Which is going to be top pick Mike Johnson now. The possible and yeah, fine, it's all good, it's all good. That would come before Canada. That was should come also before Canada. Well, 700 47. I mean, I did have my hat to get this. I didn't buy this one. That was still up for. I wanted to upload that come before Canada. My hat doesn't the ability. It was sludgery a bit on the ability. Well, that one is really cheap to go for that one for the area. We don't necessarily need anything at the moment. We do need still updated, but they cost a lot of the point. So I'm taking a hold of voted and tactic, voted on stability, and I'm hopefully all of that. They should give me a push against William. But obviously Monaco is sleeve started and not very good in sleeve started, which is no very normal type of situation for me to be slotted about sleeve started. But I'm not moaning about it because a couple of years ago when I played this Formula 1 in 20 or 21, I actually achieved a pole position and I came fourth in Monaco a couple of years ago. So I've been doing it for a long time and I'm really holding on to hope of doing really well. This top I've actually gone for is 48 that this, this, and I think I might up this to 57%. I also new startup online, well, the one in more bad startup if I'm honest. It did not work for me. It might work for some people, but it did not work for me. I think maybe it's my car's not capable at the moment, or I'm not good enough for it, or the glitch is obviously I had to buy it. So obviously I'm really holding on hope for Monaco, so I'm going to pop out now. But when I get caught up in the traffic, that is definitely a bad news for me. And with the has of features like at one manager, 20, yeah, I haven't got that one yet, but when I did that, I know the layout of the load of how they done it is that we can see them coming out another thing, and you know that's what I really want to do. But I think we should I think we do like that now. So I was thinking at the end of the first one. To complete my first one, I think it did a bit better than I expected. 1 minute 13, I think that's what I've got. Yeah, 1:13. Obviously, behind Hughes, it's not good, so I need to beat Hughes. I need to get up to. I really want to get 1 minute 12. I don't know how. I'm trying so hard to be able to get up there. Maybe to change my phone win, but it's too late to do that. So I think I'm gonna go straight back out now. Well, I can do 31. Well, do I want to do 2 and I might do double one if I have enough time or fuel. That maybe I should short out fuel before I whatever. let's just stay out. Hopefully we can do it towards the end of this touch run. Fortunately, I messed it up in that last touch, and obviously hit my false start and whistling sitting over the car where everything on my head. Otherwise, it was just the feedback on my heels. Bloody fucking annoying. Sometimes it doesn't do me feedback on the heels, but there's nothing to do about it. And unfortunately, I messed it up and stuck to the hit the curb, the curb, so which is just fantastic. Really need to improve my time. 23rd, 24th. And I'm not having that, so I'm just laid back out and do my third run. Choose on the fuel. I said I want to do double back to back. I think it should be okay for me to do back to back. This should be enough for 3 laps.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
Definitely officially can't live a lot marathon. For God's sake, man. I fortunately trashed out, hate God, I don't even, what's the name of that specific part, but you see what happened from there. I hit into the wall, bowed over to the vista of the car. So that's on me. I still can't figure out how I'm supposed to do more on marathon. I swear, people say it's easy, or they say they can do it easily better. Obviously, they can do better than our time. Obviously, it's crap time, but there's nothing I can do about it. I got to somehow get lucky into this apparently great lane in marathon, but it's not all the way to the end. So, well, instead it'll be laning. Well, probably by the time we finish, short laning. I think that's by the time we finish. So, so it won't really affect anything. If it lay, let's say, if lay the middle of it, I'm definitely pretty early. Like, what Fernando Alonso should have done this year when it was in marathon, where he should have got that P1. But the team made a mistake making him pick twice back to back when he was on went to the pit medium, and then when straight out he started, then he had to go back in to put Intim, and Max Verstappen was other than Intim, and she's gone already. So yeah, he waited lane all the way to the end. So unless we get a last team with, well, not last team, but we get a statement car or let flat. So that marathon is likely. So statement car, we definitely bring out lane.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino that first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race first held in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars will climb around 40 metres up the hill, past the casino, and then descend towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of 19 corners, and don't expect to see much overtaking here today. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Norris, Magnussen, Perez, Drugovich, Hulkenberg, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Ocon, Gasly, Albon, Bottas, Joe, Liam Lawson, Tsunoda, Verstappen, Sargent, Hughes, De Vries, and the owner-driver rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Now we're getting ready to track on to the Monaco Grand Prix. I'm doing my starting team, obviously medium to hard or top medium. And we know that I like to pick the car a lot. And obviously I was thinking if I'm going to put the car a lot, I should want to stop the medium. But ultimately, I think the best way is a medium to hard. It's over there, we've got the rain coming in, but the rain is likely to come in very later in the day, which is, if it came in early, it might change the whole thing, but when it will be coming really late, and obviously for that to happen, it's either to the safety car or the flag to come out, and then there will be a possibility of being able to bring out rain. And now we're getting ready to lift off for the formation lap, and I had a bit of a moment with my clutch and my acceleration. I forgot what to call them. I had a bit of a moment with it, but I shorted that moment now, not to happen again. So we're now getting ready to line up to the grid, and obviously with P22, it's going to be really hard to get on the Monaco in that position. We know how tight the Monaco is, and we now 5 red light. And it is underway in Monaco Grand Prix with George Russell P1, Carlo P2, the joints wheel to wheel. As I also got off the lead, we overtook about 5-6 cars, including Max Verstappen and Carlo, got the lead to P1 ahead of George Russell. And we got Kevin Magnussen, the P5 behind Lando Norris, as we bumped and wheeled to Liam Lawson, and obviously had to take precaution, try not to crash out too early. And I got out it, and we missed the lead when the back of Liam Lawson, but no damage came out for my pop-up, which is I'm very happy. But it seemed to be lightly damaged, and we were looking at way to Joe, bumping down to Falsely bought that, and I'm pretty sure that would give way to Joe a front wing damage, so he's going to be quite slow. Falsely managed to be able to pull one section already on way to Joe, which is to tell maybe there's an issue with Joe, so I think he must have got the damage to that bump, looked quite severe to be able to bring the damage to his car. And obviously so far we had a pretty miracle start up to P16, which I'm very happy with a really nice dive bomb on Liam Lawson. Overtaking Max Verstappen, because obviously I won't be able to overtake as much as I can to be able to get myself in a good position for the possibility of taking my car on that flat, because if there's a statement car, we can be able to jump them on that flat, or they can jump them. So we've got to hold the hope, because in Monaco it's extremely hard to pull off an overtake a specific part or allow this pit here. We can actually do overtake if they do the braking light on the inside. It's same with the other straight line from the start to finish line. We couldn't actually be able to overtake. I tried to overtake on that bit on the inside, so there was a massive room for me to go in, but I decided to back out for a bit to wait for the next opportunity, as we got over the lap stick. The 4 laps later, we got the Diallo on way to Joe, so I've been doing it constantly, trying to overtake Joe. I got the Diallo going on the inside, trying to overtake Joe, and I tore a cut. I tore a cut that was I tore a cut to avoid collision with way to Joe, should have not done that yet. Maybe I should have kept it on the inside, but there's still a bit of a room for me to not get the taller top. But I did unfortunately taller top, and we on board with Leclerc, and George just went off into the wall, but he still managed to stay in the way. So he got a fun wing damage, but I think he must have made time to hit Brighton, and we on board with Perez, watching Kevin Magnussen do double overtake on Sturgio and Jordan Russell in the relevant live for the hats today, and Kevin gone up to P4. Obviously with wheel to Perez, but I consider that double overtake, because Jordan obviously went a bit too wide, but it's a fun win to give him a good downforce to be able to turn the car. So ultimately, George didn't even be able to hold and maintain the position. Kevin just saw the opening and went then to George for the opening, it went straight through. So obviously now over the lap 8, we'll be doing pretty well in the clear air, and we actually managed to be able to pull almost 2 seconds of Joe and nearly went to the wall behind there. Be able to avoid that just in time. So obviously managed to be able to pull away from Joe to the front wing damage. I'm surprised it would go in when it got that third damage. Did it go in? So I wondering why did it go in? Maybe it's not the front wing. Did I know for the fact that front wing you had to go in to George is going in right now, but it's a very major damage. Maybe he had that very minor. It's still in the region where you can actually control the car. Perhaps, I don't know, we have to we can't really do it about it. We have to actually see what the colour of the damage he got, unfortunately. So we drove out nearly towards the end of Saturday. It's been, I mean, we took the advantage of clear air to be able to catch up the bot that we have to clear air. We got all the time in the world to be able to overtake, catch up as well. And we're on board with George Russell going to lap 12. He's going to try to overtake Nick the Free on the outside, on the same part of the track. He trashed out, hit to the wall, and he's done it. Just definitely, beautifully done it, overtaking Nick the Free. So hat off to George Russell with the overtake. And I bumped into the wall as I drove down. I hit to the wall again because I missed just the time of the braking though and the rotating, but I bumped into the first bit, and then it had pushed me off a little bit onto the next wall. I should have controlled the car better, but you know, things like that happen in Monaco. You don't have to make various mistakes. To got to now to clean on hope or to be able to combat, but to put on stop tyre, which is time for me to be able to push the car extremely hard. And we now on board with George with the overtake on loading stars and on the outside. Very different overtake that I would thought he would have done. To be fair, Logan let that door open for him and he got allowed it hairpin, nearly going to push Logan into a wall, but he still kept the very fair lead. Now coming out of the pit in lap 13, so obviously we've got to now put my head down, and so we've got to catch up to everyone to be able to get back to where we want to be. And we're on board with Max Verstappen, who's P30 at the moment. He hasn't even done anything. Nothing, no overtake, nothing. They barely ever done anything, and right now we know that Matt is part of the championship fight with Steyer, Hamilton and Perez. So he needs to get himself back in that fight, and we now managed to catch up to Nick the Free in lap 18, so roughly about 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 5 laps later, managed to catch up with everyone in the front. Is obviously way to Joe quite slow, which is obviously going to hold them back quite easily, and I was like happy about that, so that I'll be able to catch up. And I nearly went behind and Nick the Free avoid it, but still be able to keep it in track without getting any trouble, like penalty on walling. But it was fine because I wasn't bothered about losing time because Nick the Free on the car behind, the car in front apart from Jaw. And we now dive down, that's right, I think that's the name, that's right, dive down on the inside and Nick the Free. fairly fantastic. The overtaking love, the overtaking, very happy about it. And obviously, but we took the advantage. Hit my stop time much more fresh than all the tires that are medium, apart from Jaw. To Jaw, it's very not old. Medium is still in the good range of the health on the medium tire. To compare all the tires with all the tires right now, it's on old medium. I dive down on the inside on loading stars and going to try to attach try to catch up to the car in ahead, because who's obviously now on old medium, so I'll try to take the opportunity to be able to overtake who's before he pit and overtake everyone. I know I will be able to overtake George quite easily, because in roughly about lap 20, I think maybe lap 20, that's when my stop tyre will actually start. It didn't really annoy, didn't really screaming. And now we over the lap 20, and we now joined the hairpin, and our brake a bit too early into who's, and turned out my time was even that bad. It was very normal area, and who just went spin around the car as he comes out of the toilet exit. So it just spin 180 in the car, went into the wall, brought his front wing. Don't know what he's doing. It's doing reverse, back reverse. Another thing, it just doesn't seem to work for him. And George Russell, Lewis Hamilton tried to come through with everyone. And Lewis Hamilton, the pit before of vertical state car, come down. So everyone took the advantage of that and joined to the pit. And I'm assuming Lewis put on a medium tyre. So if he's doing one stop, maybe 19 laps, maybe to do one stop, as I'm now doing the pit to replace my front wing, change my tyres, and I'm looking behind, try to get out in time before who comes in. And I do not want to double stack, but I decided to come in, and then George who now comes in just in time. But unfortunately, dead lad in P21, who's P22, and obviously it was not a good day for my team, unfortunately, which is, you know, it's, we know, of me coming to Monaco, we know it's some type of crap is going to happen in Monaco, either me crashing out, or finishing me in dead last position to attack, and apparently I got not least that penalty, but 3 penalty, and I've now also damaged my wing for some reason. I got distracted by looking up to the penalty, and I was like, why did I get penalty? I did not throw the penalty, because the issue is there was further safety car ending that was covering the speed delta time, but I did not realise how much delta time I've gotten left. And we got loads of cars going by. Obviously, I've been overlapped, which is not exactly ideal situation, but it was about to happen with the way I'm driving. So that now I'm gonna have to stir the penalty in lap 23, so I'm waiting all the way to the last minute to start his third penalty as I come into the pit, and I looked away just for 1 second. I looked away for 1 second, and I went into the wall. I thought it was going to take control of the car. Like, when you go into the pit, it takes control of it. But I went to the wall, but I looked away for 1 second, so I was stupid. I was a clown for that.
They've done it then. They've won here in Monaco with an emphatic performance and a victory they can be proud of for many years to come. What do you think it was today, Ans, that gave them the edge over the competition?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
You see now, Carlo got P1, so he's just effectively really to overtake on George Russell in lap 1 and be able to keep that position all the way to the end. And Leclerc got on P2. In fact, I don't even know where he first started, but obviously he did really well. And Kevin Magnussen is on the podium with the hat for P3. he was over there before George Crash had a bit of an incident boating when Magnussen overtook him for P4. Now he somehow managed to flip that into P3, and it's an incredible day for Kevin and Leclerc and Carlos Sainz to be able to get more points for the championship standing in the championship, but it Matt the P30 at the moment, and we also got retard at DNF, me to the bitter out to cloud off the PS the DNF and Lando Norris also DNF. And Carlos Sainz got P1 currently on the driver standing with Pellet and Lewis, and Red Bull are now P1 ahead of Ferrari and Mercedes. So it's very different what I would have thought it would be to over there. Carlos was like a second driver behind Leclerc quite often last season, and Sergio was second driver behind Matt, and now Pellet and Carlos fighting each other for the championship. So it's gonna be really cool season. I think it's gonna be very brand new, very different vibe of what is going to be happening in the upcoming races. So the next race is going to be Canada, and I'm just now it's getting to the point where I can try to be better, but I can't drive a slew circuit, only race track, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. In Canada in next episode, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the potato bell on, and peace out.